We are live. All right, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. You're welcome to this session. The cost of one error. Imagine a news report is published stating that a university has just received a 500 million in funding, and within an hour, in fact, maybe stretch of 2 or 3 hours, the story spread across social media. Students celebrated, and administrator responded. Public expectation rise. The next day, a correction is issued, and the actual figure was just 50 million naira. Not a small mistake, a zero too many. But by then, the misinformation has spread, trust has been weakened, the credibility of the media organization is questioned. This is the reality of editing. One unchecked detail can distort reality. Today, we're focusing on a simple thing, an editor's most important responsibility, which is not grammar, but securing the truth. You're welcome to this session. Okay, now I've introduced you to what we'll be looking at today, but then let me be very specific about our expectations and what I should expect from you. Again, if you want to connect with me on a personal note, that's me. And then it's time for us to check in. Check in quick. Check in quick. All right. If you have checked in, you've just done the right thing. Well done. Let's go. So today we're going to cover accuracy in editing. We're going to look at fact checking techniques. And I'll be guiding you through style guides and consistency and eliminating bias and ambiguity in reports. So we also focus on practical editing applications like I've previously introduced in another course, which I'm going to reference in the description. That is MCN 202, 206, sorry, apologies. So this is 202. All right. Now, by the end of this session, I expect that you'll be able to explain how content moves through the newsroom, and you'll be able to identify the role of a sub-editor, apply basic editing and proofreading symbols, understand how editing decisions shape final output. And let's move on. What makes editing advanced? Put it in the chat. What makes editing advanced? What makes editing advanced? If you tried the check-in earlier and it's not working, give it another shot. Give it another shot. Oh, Okay, what makes editing advanced? What makes editing advanced? No, what makes it advanced is not by serious technical issues, and it's important for you to think about it this way. Is grammatical correct sentence always a good sentence? Is grammatical correct sentence always a good sentence? Okay, the check-in is working now. Is grammatical correct sentence always a good sentence? All right, I'm just going to bounce back to the check-in page for you guys to be sure that you are using the right link. Okay, I've started receiving response, which signifies that it is working. It is working. All right, so let's come back here. Check-in, check-in, check-in. All right. I've had an experience before which sort of taught me that we need to be very patient when you're editing. As communicators, we need to be careful about how we communicate and what we let out. What we let out. We need to be very sensitive about what we let out. So it's important that we proofread, we double check, we triple check content before letting it fly. Because whenever we don't, what happens eventually is that we lose credibility, we lose reputation, and people will no longer trust you. So you want to be sure that anything that you're opening your mouth, even as an individual, they are things that you're proud of. They are things that you can defend. They are things that you have no reason to, you know, to revert. And even if you want to revert, it will be sensible, understandable, and of course something people will say it's they can pass as all right, it's just a human error. And human error can be minimized. And how can you minimize human error? You can minimize human error by what? By ensuring that you put in professional effort into what you're doing. Okay, so I can confirm that the check-in is working. So please do well to check in. I can confirm that it is working. Oh, it's back again to not working states. I've reverted it again, please. For some reasons, I think it's the traffic on it. So keep checking in. I can receive more response. Keep checking in. All right. So I'm going to continue the lesson. All right. So now moving on, let's begin on what we're focusing. What makes editing advanced? Is it the grammatical correctness of a sentence, or is it use of big languages, jargons, and more? What makes it advanced? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What makes it advanced? What makes it advanced? What makes it advanced? And I'm putting it to you, is a grammatically correct sentence always a good sentence? If it is grammatically correct, does it mean it is a good sentence? Does it mean it is perfect? Some things are grammatically correct, but they may not be appropriate for the audience that is being channeled towards. Okay, let's move on. Now, you're moving beyond grammar. You're moving beyond punctuations. You're moving beyond syntax. Now you're looking at context. You're focusing on truth. You're focusing on clarity. You're focusing on fairness. These are the things that advanced editing takes care of. Advanced editing goes beyond grammar. It's improve the key aspect of things that can get you into irredeemable trouble. And you are making editorial decisions, not just corrections. You are trying to be the leader, seeing the picture miles ahead beyond what even the reporter may see. You're looking at the legal implication, you're looking at the ethical implication, you're looking at the brand and the image of your organization. That is what you're looking at. What are the principles of the accuracy? We mentioned something about truth, clarity, and fairness. Under truth, it has to be accurate. So, what are the principles of accuracy? Principle of accuracy includes that every fact must be correct. The names, the dates, the figures, and the location, they must be verifiable and be verified. So some errors damage credibility. You don't want to make an error that will damage your credibility. So be careful about that. For example, look at this. Federal government allocates 3 million naira to education sector. This, does it look correct to you? Federal government allocates 3 million naira to education sector. Does it look correct? Now look at this. Federal government allocates 3 billion naira to education sector. Which one looks correct? Remember the context we provided earlier. Billion is different from million. A single letter can change everything. The only thing that changed between these two sentences is M and B. Billion, million. So you need to be sure about what you're saying. Okay, now let's take a look at some fact-checking fundamentals as an editor. Now, when we're talking about this in the context of editing and graphics, you see, the journalist might have done the writing, reporter might have done the writing. In fact, the sub-editor might have done the writing, the line editor would have done, the beat editor would have, the editor himself could have done the writing. And it now gets to the graphic editor. And the graphic editor, maybe in the course of typing, deleted or changed million to billion, or deleted an S from a particular, or instead of facts, he wrote facts. Because he was arranging edits, maybe in the course of adjusting headline and sizing, and then reducing font and increasing font, or he mistakenly inserted a word in between as a graphic person. That can change the entire meaning of the text. That is why even after editing, there's what they call proofreading. Proofreading comes after layout has been done. Michael Afomishon said, sharp, actively engaged, continues to be engaged. So you need to process every bit of data, every bit of information, ensure that they are correct. And they should be verifiable before publication. What are the things you have to check? Check the correct spelling of names. Just today, someone who have been continuously exposed to a name, I asked same person to spell or search something about the person, and they were unable to search. They were unable to spell correctly. So you cannot be learning and not apply. Check out for names, check out for dates, check out for statistics, check out for quotes, check out for sources. Okay, now fact checking, there are some techniques you can apply. How do you verify information? Cross-check multiple sources. Check across different platforms. Don't just stick to one. Don't just ask ChatGPT. Don't just ask any other kind of AI model. Don't just put it on Google. Google itself has its own AI now that responds in summary. Don't rely on that. About 2 weeks ago, was it up to 2 weeks? Yes, about 2 weeks ago, I was speaking at Fact Check Africa, and I asked them, which is the biggest library in the world? They Googled it. It gave them a Library of Congress in the United States, which is factually wrong. That's what AI said. But do a further digging. Simple Wikipedia will give you the right stats. So don't rely on everything you see as a search result. They are not always correct. And in fact, I can tell you the majority of the information consumed by Africans are usually false information, malinformation. Okay. Some of them misinformation, and some of them disinformation. Cross-check multiple sources to confirm. Use official data sources. Yes, please. Don't depend on artificial intelligence. Even when you're giving editing tasks, do not rely on artificial intelligence. Do your part, and you can query AI to validate what you're doing. And its own validation is not the final say. Don't let AI become your master. Let it remain a tool for your use. Now you can confirm quotes, you can confirm attribution. Okay? Avoid assumptions. See, this part of quote and attribution, please, when someone is to be quoted, ensure it is their precise word. Otherwise, if you quote out of context, you can get into trouble. Avoid assumptions. Assumption is the lowest form of knowledge. Stay away from it. Yes. Now, common fact errors include the typical mistake that we'll often encounter. There are wrong figures, misquoted statements, incorrect names or title, outdated information. For example, AIs are trained on models on data. If, for example, the last time it was trained, the ChatGPT you're using, perhaps the last time it was trained was last year, July. It means it has a gap between last year and now. It doesn't have up-to-date information. You have to be aware that AI is drawing from somewhere, and if that data bank is empty or void or has a gap, that gap becomes a gap that automatically you're fed from. If I don't have salt at home and I prepare food for you, be ready to eat saltless food. And if you are not wise enough to know that something is said, you don't have a good sense of taste, and you think you'll be fine, you'll be all right anyway. So now, there are different kinds of salts. Let me give another example. There's sea salt, table salt, cooking salt. If you don't know the difference between this kind of salts, if I use any of them to cook for you, you won't know. So you need to be able to know the source. When they use sea salt, you should know. So the only way you can know is for you to what? Be exposed, read, be sharp. You understand me? All right. Let's take a look at this question. What is the primary purpose of fact-checking in editing? Don't just pick the option, write a statement. The purpose of fact-checking in editing is, don't just pick an option. Is it to improve sentence length? Is it to ensure information is correct and verifiable? Is it to make headline more attractive? Is it to reduce writing time? Put it in the chat as a full sentence. Don't just say A, B, blah, blah, blah. Try to train yourself to do the right thing at the right time. I understand it might be smart to just pick an option. This is not automated mark sheets. It's not an AMS question. You're writing to engage. Let your thoughts be full. Train yourself to express yourself and add reasons for your answers. All right. Now, the answer is B, because in order to ensure information is correct, that's why we need fact checking. Now, why style matters? Let's talk about styles and consistency. I remember as an undergraduate student, I was asked to read strong and white, and that is element of styles. Element of Stars by Strunk and White. If you have heard about this now, please search for it. Element of Stars, Strunk and White. That book is they call it the little book. Yes, I believe. I think it's a little book. It's transformed my writing style. So style matters because it helps you ensure uniformity across content. It helps you to improve readability. It helps you reflect on professionalism. It helps you to do these three things well. And this happens across content. When you have a style, you have a strategy. When you have a style, you have a voice. When you have a style, you're known for your style. When you have a style, you have a tone. And your tone is what distincts you from others. They don't just appoint people randomly. They appoint them based on what they can offer. Ask yourself, what unique skills do I have to offer? When I'm putting my CV across the counter, across the upload button, across emails, what unique thing am I selling? What makes me stand out amongst multiple of other applicants? What would make them shortlist me and not shortlist them? What is your style? How professional are you? What is your unique selling point? As a journalist, communication professionals and training, some of you work with government, you work with private, you even start organization of your own. You need to ensure that you have a style. Style matters. All right, thank you. And your style attracts specific kind of audience that you attract. And those people, for some reason, become loyalists to your writing style because they like you. They are drawn to you because of that. So let's take a look at some other elements of styles. We have capitalization is an element of style. There are different ways policies can be made. Some organization can decide how they want to use capitalization. Some people can decide to say how they have policy around using numbers and figures. They have policy around using date and time. Some write date, for example, as Friday, comma, the month, the date, comma, and then the year. Some people use numbers. Some people use the date before the month and then the year. Different styles. Abbreviations. The standard English way of doing abbreviation is that if you are writing MCM as an abbreviation, which is mass communication, I should have M.C.M. But some people decide to strip off the dot. It becomes a style. But ordinarily, every abbreviation should have a dot to show that it is an abbreviation. Okay, let's talk about inconsistencies in style. Look at this word. Nigerian government. Who is Nigerian government? Federal government. Who is federal government? FG. Now, can you see that there is no standard? If I have used these three different things in a story, the point will be that I'm not consistent with my terms. I'm not consistent with my style. So you need to be consistent. Pick one and stick to it. If you are using FG, ensure that you have explained what FG is from the beginning, or be sure that your audience know what FG is. Nigerian government, what part of the government? Is it the state, federal? Which? Okay, now, standardizing inconsistent terms is very important. Don't miss that. All right, let's take a look at how we can eliminate ambiguity, clarity in meaning. Sometimes you communicate and then you are ambiguous in sentence. For example, students discussed issues with teachers. The question will be, what were the issues? Who asked the issues? What exactly is this issue about? So we need to be sure that we are clear about what issue is being discussed. Now, to my next point is removing bias. Removing bias is about editorial neutrality. Editorial neutrality. Editorial neutrality. Now, what is editorial neutrality? You need to ensure that you're objective. You disconnect from the story and you present it the way it should be. If I say the government failed again to fix education problems, what does that mean? That's biased because I already have a position. It will be appropriate for me to say the government has not resolved ongoing education challenges. Now, I want to ask you to rewrite this in your own way. Rewrite it in your own way. Try this and attempt it in your own way. Try to make that first sentence neutral. In what other ways can you write this? I'm just going to take it back a bit. What other ways can you write this to remove bias? What other way can you approach to remove bias? All right. Thanks for making that attempt. All right. Now, let's move on. Talk about ethical editing. Ethics in editing. Avoid distortion of facts, maintain fairness, respect sources. Respect sources, very important. It's important that you respect sources. If they want to keep something confidential, keep it confidential. Avoid distortion of the fact that they've provided to you. Maintain fairness. Now, let's look at this flawed tax for accuracy, and I'm going to give you ample of time. I'm going to leave you with this for about 10 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes. Get on this tax right. Correct the ambiguity. What you're looking out for, you're looking for incorrect data, you're looking for ambiguous data, and you're looking for bias. So get on with this. You've got 10 minutes starting now. Okay, I see that you guys are yet to get here. It's going to take you some time. I want you to look at every line. Look at each of the lines. Look at each of the sentences, phrases. If you need to rewrite, rewrite. But do this and do it right. Whatever answer you are writing, ensure you save it personally. Save it on your listener. I'm going to provide a link later where you're going to send it to. So please focus and do this. Do it carefully and do it correctly. You're looking out for incorrect data. So it means you have to do some fact checking online. You're looking out for ambiguity and you're going to fact check anything that is not clear. You're looking out for biases in this statement. It's going to take you some time. It's going to take you some time. So I'll extend that 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Get on with it. Another thing you can do is to respond also back to yourself. Respond to something that you pick from another person that you think is wrong. React to somebody else post to. React to somebody else post on what you think they might have done wrongly or what they have done correctly. And ensure that you have your own full write-up as a paragraph saved on your on a Word document with you. So ensure you do that. Okay. Now I'm going to keep the screen at full screen so you can focus. So how is it going? I can see a lot of effort that has gone into this. I can see a lot of effort that has gone into this. Okay. Are you ready to see the answer? Are you curious? Are you eager to find out if you're right or wrong? Let me know. Or should I give you more time? Do you need more time? If you want more time, say more time, more time. Or it is okay, yes, sir, yes, sir. If I can see if there's any more yes, sir, I'll go ahead. All right. So before I unveil it, let's try this. What is the fourth priority in advanced editing? Is it style? Is it speed? Is it accuracy? Is it design? What is the first priority in advanced editing? I can see a few of you have gotten a grip of some of these things. Accuracy, accuracy. Let's find out. Could accuracy be the right answer? Correct. It is accuracy. All right, let's do this. I'm going to provide you with a short article again, and then I'm expecting you to identify the most inaccurate aspect of that particular article. So now there's going to be an article, and what I'm going to do is to, okay, I think, oh yeah, I've put my, this is meant to come before that. Apologies for that. Okay, this was meant to come right before this. Okay, let's go on. So the article I've provided is this, and I want you to look at it. It is intentionally flawed. Intentionally flawed. And I want you to look at it. Yeah, this is the article. It's correct. Okay, now it is intentionally flawed. It's different from the one you did earlier, which is the practice. This one. This is different from this. So now this article, I want you to identify the possible inaccuracies, the missing verification points in there. Oh, the missing verification points in there. And then you can put it in the chat. So here is the work. Do it. I think I've gotten some interesting feedback there. Someone said that almost 85% of this article is wrong. Now you have to pick up the wrong. I'm looking out for Darasimi's next comments. Okay. Now we go to Peter Miracle said there are many global reports that ranks university. The particular one should have been stated for clarity. That is correct. Well done. Okay. Lagos State University is not ranked as number one university. The university has not received any 200 billion in funding from federal government. So that's another one. Have you? That's correct. That's a good one. The claims are wrong, but now don't just tell me it is wrong. You need to fix it. Fix it. Fix it. You need to find solutions to it. Suggest ways how it can be improved. Okay? Suggest ways how it can be improved. Suggest ways how it can be improved. Okay, now I'm gonna possible inaccuracies. Number one, university in Africa what is no widely recognized as global ranking places classes at top. This is an unverified claim. Okay, that is another very good point there. LASU recently ranked as the number one in Africa. Inaccuracy. Okay, there are no verified global ranking that places LASU as number one in Africa, so it means missing verification. So another says according to the report, over 95% of graduates from university have secured employment. This is wrong. So that's another good point. Lagos State University has not been ranked number one in the Africa. The statistics of funding and student confirmation are wrong. So some words are not capitalized. That's another editorial issue. So unverified claims are also there. Okay. So let me know when you're ready for the answer. You can put it there. I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see. So I'm ready to share what I expected from you guys. You guys have done very good work there. Lagos University is not number one in Africa. Yes, that is correct. Lagos is not even the top. I don't know about that. So the stats and reports stating that 95% are, you must not say anything that is, that's bias. Maybe bias, except if you have data to support that. Okay. So now be very sure that you are sharing the correct information. Given the current economic climate and unemployment rate in Nigeria, this is practically impossible for any university, let alone public one with thousands of graduates yearly. Okay, that's a good point there. That's a good point there. Okay. Hmm. Whoa. All right. So we're having good conversation. I'm very proud of you guys. Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay. All right. You're ready. I'm waiting for more readiness. Okay, another said, according to reports, he said it's vague. Yes, it is unverified. A proper article should name sources. Okay, PBME, I suspected that you have used AI there. Well done. Anyway, it's good that you use AI to verify it. It's not bad. It's okay. So, but it's also good for you to engage yourself there, and claims are not attributed properly in the article. That's correct. And there are many global reports that ranks university. This particular one should have been stated clearly. That is correct. That is correct. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Hmm. Okay, I can still see more response coming, so I'm just going to wait. All right, you ready? You ready? You ready? Let's go. All right. Are you sure you're ready? Let's take this question. Which of the following is wrong indicator that a statement may be unreliable? Which of the following is is a strong indicator that a statement may be unreliable? Is it? It includes specific dates. It is supported by official sources. It uses vague phrases like according to reports. It includes names of institution. From the previous tags, you should have an idea of what the answer is. Okay, okay. You are more having more. All right. Keep your answers coming. Let's see if anybody will get it wrong. Everybody is saying C, 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 C. The claims are wrong, so the facts are not verified. Vague phrases, according to reports, over 95%. Yeah, yeah, yes, it has been supported. The vague phrases, yeah. All right. The answer will be it uses vague phrases like according to report because the report needs to be mentioned if the writer is actually sure. Now, have a look at this. This is the correct. This I want you to mark yourself. Mark yourself now. Now mark yourself. If you are correct, can you say correct? Like I got most of it. Can you mark yourself? Remember, this was where we're coming from. And I want you to take note of something here. There are some possible inaccuracies. The number one inaccuracy in this is that there is no source cited. 200 billion naira funding is very exaggerative and it is unrealistic. Yes, unrealistic given the history and the budgets that has been budget allocated for education nationally. And 95% employment within 3 months, it requires strong evidence. And some of the things that are missing could be what you're missing global education reports, which organization released even the reports, where was the funding data came from, where did it come from, who confirmed student claims, what are the sources for employment statistics, what are the evidence for the 50 country claims. And there's also the weak use of language in that, in this particular thing you're looking at. according to reports is vague, is not specific. Students have confirmed, it is not credible sourcing. And recently, it lacks specificity. It has to give us specific time, specific frame. Now, I want to ask you, which claim is the most dangerous of all of these things? which claim is the most dangerous among all of these? Which one do you think is the most dangerous if it is published unverified? The second question I want to ask, which statement appears most believable but may still be false? Now, how would you verify one of these claims? Sometimes the most dangerous errors are not obvious. They are not obvious. You really can't tell them easily. They are confidently written falsehood. Now, I'll just go back to the correction. I want you to have a look. Look at the phrase that says number one. Number one. It can be changed to among leading. Okay, 200 billion in funding. That's dangerous. Yes, that's correct. It's a dangerous statement indeed. All right. So now its vague sources were made explicit as weak. You understand? And certainty was replaced with evidence-driven awareness, which is very important in this particular example. So I want you to take note that good editing does not invent facts. It removes false certainty and restores credibility. All right, we're drawing to the near end of this particular session. What is the most appropriate editorial response to an unverified statistical claim? Is it to replace it with a confirmed and clearly qualified statement, or to remove it completely without review, or to publish it with emphasis, or ignore it if it sounds correct? Try this. I'll treat myself to a cup of juice while you are attempting that. Anyone that gets it right will share cup with me. Hmm? Okay. Oh, someone said C, publishes it with emphasis. Well, you're super going to get into trouble if you publish it with emphasis. Okay. The answer is A. I think majority are having A. The answer is A. All right. So today's lesson, we've been able to, you know, talk about truths, and talking about editing is about ensuring that it's accurate information, that the things you're publishing is accurate. Editing is about truth, not just grammar. Fact checking is essential. Consistency improves professionalism. Editors must avoid bias. They must avoid bias. And on this note, I would say I'm going to give you a task, an assignment, and then you have to look out for 5 factual issues, and then you look for 3 styles: inconsistency and 2 ambiguous statements from it. That particular article will be pushed to you, and then you would be able to do that. For now, ask me questions. Ask me questions. I'm looking out for the questions. So I'll start taking some of the questions that have come in and that I've got in now. Oh, sorry, the question pool is not open. So let's open it now. Yeah, it's now open. Yeah, so it's open now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Refresh your page and the question pool is open now. Refresh, refresh, refresh. I need a cup of data. Well, this is not data. Yeah. All right. Let's see what we have. Just opening my sheet now. Let's see. 202 question pool insert. Who's gonna be the first person to ask question? I want juice. Blossom. How did you get to see my juice? You edit. Papa. Don't worry, I owe you a cup of juice. Ask me for it. Not a cup, a carton of juice. A pack, sorry, not a full pack. One bottle of juice. All right, so coming back here, I am still waiting for questions. Waiting. Why is it taking you guys so long? Preferably cold. Interesting. All right. So in the meantime, while you are still here, if you are yet to decide on what you want to ask me, I would like you. I don't. It's open here. It's open. The question pool is open. Here, it's open. Could you please refresh your link? Refresh your link. It's open. It's accepting response. Yeah, I can confirm that it's open. Yes, I've gotten one question, no question. So I learned how to fact check and I learned style and accuracy. That's a good one from Ola Deolori or something. Yeah, a lot. Thank you, sir. Thank you for appreciating that. I'm glad that I was helpful. So after design and layout and typesetting has been done, can editing still take place after production, before production? Yes, editing can happen before production, and that editing will come after there is proofreading. So when you proofread, you are trying to look at what layout has done. So editing can still come at that point. So another question says that is fact checking and proofreading the same? Is fact checking and proofreading the same? Fact checking is different from proofreading. Fact checking, you are confirming facts. Proofreading, you are just checking for errors. Yes. So you need to have been fact checked before proofreading stage. Okay. Let's see if there are more questions. Okay. I know you guys are already getting tired, just as I am myself. So we'll bring this gradually now to an end. Okay, I'm expecting more questions, but there's none. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's move. Let's move. Let's move. It's not accepting again. Really? I'm gonna sue Google for this. Oh, that's true. Why is it messing up? Sorry about that. This is just something outside of my control. So I keep okay. You know what? I'm just gonna give it a different rule. So I've got another response. Let's see. After 300, yes. So yeah, I've got more questions, guys. You guys are impressive. So can we edit this with our own English? Okay, this is another question here. It says, can we edit this with our own English and understanding? It doesn't mean if it differs from yours. Yes, of course, you can edit with your own English, with your own understanding, for as long as it is making sense. And that question says that how can I identify the correct errors like inaccuracy, ambiguity, and bias in writing? You have to know what inaccuracy is, what is not. I have to fact check. You have to read the statement and see, is it understandable, is it clear? And you have to look at it, are there elements of bias in what you have read? That is how you do it. You have to think that's how to do it and how to go about it. Okay, the next question says that how can we assess the credibility of claims such as ranking, funding figures, employment statistics in a report when there are no specific data source available? And what standards should journalists follow to verify such information before publication? What you can do is to look at the major companies, the major organizations that collect data in these areas and see what statistics they have. And whatever statistics you are using, ensure that you quote them in their original context. Quote them in their original context. When you quote them in their original context, it helps you avoid issues, trouble, and all of the related. So quote them in their original context. Okay, so to what extent can article be considered accurate if it contains precise figures but lacks verifiable sources? No, it is still inaccurate for if as long as you can't verify it. How does this affect journalistic integrity? Of course, I won't trust you if you have misled me in any way. So, what techniques help remove ambiguity? Writing simple language and ensuring that you are leaving the audience with no questions. Okay, so again, is fact checking and proving it the same? No, they are not the same. Sir, is the style the same as brand? Well, branding is the what people think about it. Style is also part of your brand. So it's not exactly the same, but it's part of it. Your style, I have a brand. My brand is Olarowolo. And now you can see my own style of teaching. So the style is just part of my brand, meaning that I can deploy my style to ensure that it is pushing my brand. You understand what I mean? So, for example, if I'm doing this way, it's my own working way, and it's a system that I've built and it's working. So, what is the name of the book you recommended that improve your writing style? The name of the book is Strong and White. Strong and White. Let me see if I can get elements. Search for put it in the Google elements of styles by Strunk and White. Strunk is spelled Strunk, and white is white, color white. So it's a small book, and let's see. I don't want to infringe on any copyright stuff, but what I will do is I'm just going to share the front page of the book, open in a new page. Oh, yeah. Let's see if this can work. DDD. All right. Big chart, big chart. Let's see. Paste. Yeah, does that work? Okay, this is what I'll do. I'm just going to share the cover of the book so that you have a look of what the book is like. And, save as image, download, done, and I'll push it to my stream app, and there you have it. So yeah, this is it. This is what it looks like. That's a strong and white element of styles. That's the page. That's what it looks like. The front of page is the element of styles. Yeah, the element of styles by strong and white. So it's a very good book. Grab it. Well done. Okay. Okay. Ding. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. I don't know. How many of you played that game? So that's the name of the book, Elements of Styles. In a situation where statements were made by someone of prominence, for example, the president, and upon fact checking the statement was found to be untrue, what do you do as an editor delivering the news? You quote to the president, and of course you say, however, so the data or available from the sources contradicts what the president has said. It's as simple as that. So the president is now above the law. So none whatsoever. The lecturer was very explanatory. Okay, very explanatory. So another one says that how to eliminate bias. Of course, ensure that you're saying the truth. No questions, no questions. So I just want to appreciate the way you teach. I love your style of teaching. Thank you very much, David, for the encouragement. That one word has made my day. The rest of you don't appreciate me. Don't worry. Okay, what's the difference between ambiguous and bias? Ambiguous is when it is not clear. It is not you're not straightforward. Bias is when you are clearly and boldly saying that this is where I belong, and I just doubt this person because I don't want to believe the person. That is bias. It's like one-sided, you're not balanced. You understand what I mean now? So how can I quickly oh that's that question is, how can I quickly verify facts from reliable sources without slowing down the editing process? It takes time to do some research. You need to do some research in order for you to be able to verify facts. So should abbreviation be capitalized? Yes, abbreviation should always be capitalized. Abbreviation should always be capitalized. What's the difference between editing and fact checking? Editing is the addition and removal of details from a particular content, while fact checking is ensuring that whatever that remains is accurate. So I appreciate you guys for your active contribution. This is a public evidence that you're serious about your learning. So, and I see about 127 people still active right here, which is a good one. If you notice that you can't send in chats immediately on the live chat, is because I slowed it down. I don't want an overwhelming sort of chat. I want a control thing that I can handle. So what is the difference between editing and fact checking? I think I've answered that. So that has been sorted out. So I have wow, guys are overwhelming me. Cool. It is now a case of dun 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 dun. Okay. Me too. You want a pack of juice? Oh, did you hear a sound of that? And there's dun 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 dun. How many of you know that sound? Dun 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 dun. All right. So can style be the same as brand? No, I've answered that question before. About the assignment, sir, explain how we'll go about it. I'm going to send you the text and the instructions. Don't worry about that. Okay, what's the best method in eliminating ambiguity? Just be simple. Keep it short and simple. They call it KISS. Like KISS. KISS. Keep it short and simple. K for keep, I for it, S for short, and S for simple. KISS. Okay. Now, what's the difference between proofreading and fact check? I've answered this question. So, what's the meaning of text alignment? Alignment is the arrangement of text. You can align to the left, that's to the right on your screen here. The alignment to the right, alignment to the left, or centralize. I'm going to teach you this later. You'll find that in the InDesign sort of editing layout and more. So I have over 116 questions, and I'm just at number 58. Most of them says no question. So yeah, I'm just going to stop at some point here. You see, their questions are too much. The thing is that I like questions, and the problem is that we have limited time. So the thing is that if you don't ask questions, you will not know. The more questions you ask, the more you know. And I will say ask. Ask is standing for A for always, S for seek, K for knowledge. Always seek knowledge. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Ah, who screenshot it? All right, let's go back. How can I attribute a source? You have to. How can you attribute anything I say? You can say according to blah blah blah. You did blah blah blah. So on the 60th question, I am saying thank you for joining today's class. I can't answer all the questions. I've done 60 out of 120. So that is good. In our next class, we'll look at photo editing techniques, visual framing, and ethics. And I will introduce you to layout design, which is parallel to what is happening on InDesign. You see, InDesign is used in both courses that I'm teaching at the moment, though in this particular year. That is, they're available on my YouTube course list, which is editing and graphics in communication and manuscript layout and design. You understand? So do both of them. That software is what you need for you to thrive. Oh, Agbabia Kabir, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, my students. Go and enjoy your day. So let's check out. Precious one good. Do you have a question? I'm going to do a follow-up video if you have questions that I've not answered. Let's check out. Let's check out. It's time to check out. Let's check out. Let's check out. So guys, I'm just going to keep this screen on. Check out. Check out. Check out. Once again, this is the book that I'm recommending for styles. It's simple to read, clear to understand. The InDesign video is not clear. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the resolution of the YouTube video. So it means you're going to you spend more data if you want super clear stuff. Oh, so all my students who are live with me here that is celebrating birthday, Agbabiaka, birthday shout out to you. Olonfemi, Gideon, birthday shout out to you. Wishing you guys a long, prosperous life and a beautiful year. So please go and enjoy your birthday. Go and enjoy your birthday. All right. So check out before you go and enjoy so you don't get into trouble. So, wow. Bye-bye, everyone. And I'll see you. Yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you next time. I don't know when. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this lesson, do well to share with people, encourage others to learn, and also come back to it during exam, before exam. And if there are other people who you think you may find this useful too. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I would say take good care of yourself, guys, and bye.